Hi, I'm Graham. Welcome back to Man vs Film. It's time for another Netflix original, something that I usually go into, and more than often it doesn't quite live up to the hype. This movie, Bird Box, stars Sandra Bullock and is directed by Susanne Bier, who most recently did the terrific Night Manager TV series that was on the BBC last year, maybe the year before. It was really rather good. And this is a dystopian apocalyptic future tale. As the movie starts, we're introduced to Mallory, played by Sandra Bullock, this character who is talking to these two kids named Boy and Girl. That is their names, and telling them about this arduous journey that they're about to undergo. You know, they're going to go in a boat, they have to move, they have to listen very carefully to what's happening. If they do not pay attention, they are going to die. And these are kids that are like 5 years old, 4.5, 5 year old. They're babies, children. Extremely young, and it's a hell of a pressure, and it's a hell of a performance at the start, just letting you know that this is extremely serious. You know, Sandra Bullock's way she's speaking to these kids are frank, to the point, and not hiding how treacherous this journey is about to be. And they set out on the sail on this river, trying to find safety of some sort. Now the movie kind of plays fast and loose with the plot. You don't get a lot at the start, you just know that something has happened and it is deadly, it has affected the world, and the world is changed forever. And then we kind of jump back 5 years and we're introduced to, just before this event happens, this cataclysmic event, and we're introduced to Mallory's character, anew again, her sister, the circumstances that she is in before it hits the fan. And when this event happens, which I'm going to skirt round about because, you know, I don't want to go into it too deeply. It is an apocalyptic, cataclysmic event that affects people, and it is, in a way, very similar to things like, I'll say, The Happening, but it's a much better movie than that. You know, you never see what these things are, you just see the effect that they have on people and ultimately what happens. So we have these two tales that we're jumping back and forth on. We have the current tale, which is Mallory, Boy and Girl on the boat trying to get from A to B, and the arduous things that they have to come up against as that happens. And then we have this tale leading from 5 years to the event happening to where she ends up, and what happens there. You know, we're introduced to a lot of characters as they find these people held up in a building, trying to survive, trying to figure out what the heck is going on and how they're going to deal with it. And this is where you really get the pressure pot situation. You've got these characters who, some of them are just deplorable characters. They want to just look after themselves, but it's understandable considering the situation they are in. But even in these kind of circumstances, you get characters that are deplorable, whose choices are self-centered, that are sometimes right. You know, the decision they have is the correct one to have. And you get an idea for all these characters. And I really do like the Mallory character, because she is extremely standoffish. She is a kind of harsh, pragmatic person. It's not a warm, caring person that you can easily attach yourself to. You know, she is very standoffish, and it's interesting to have that character as the main one. This is a mother to be, and she doesn't seem to have any kind of maternal instinct whatsoever, and just being in this household with these people, getting attachment, seeing the sheer chaos that is happening in the outside world has a deep effect on her. There was lots of things, lots of little moments that I really liked. It was one that I was a little bit dubious about checking out, because I wasn't sure what I was really going to get. You know, on the heels of A Quiet Place, where they can't make a sound, this movie is based around the fact that people can't look, they can't see, they can't use their eyes outside. If they're in a location like a house and they've blocked all the windows, it's fine. But there is something out there, and if you see it, it's too late. Yeah, I'm skirting around it again because I really don't want to spoil it for you. And it's an interesting idea. It's based off a book that came out in 2014, and they play a lot with this lack of vision, you know, and how they can deal with these situations, you know, and how they try to traverse the land when you can't see what's going on, and how they can communicate and how they can create safe passage, or find out when it's a dangerous location or not, by the use of sound. And it's very interesting. It's an interesting movie that really did get to me at the end of it. I found that a scene particularly end with Mallory and Boy and Girl where I was holding my breath. I was wringing my hands. I had them, like, you know, tightening them together, holding my breath, wondering how the movie was going to play out. And that's when I suddenly realised that it had got to me. It had hooked me. It had drawn me in with this tale of these characters, and even just certain things about the main character of Mallory. Like I said, she was standoffish, but so standoffish to the point where she names the children Boy and Girl as to not form any attachment, because this is an extremely threatening world and situation that they have been flung into, where there is no, or an extremely limited chance of survival, and life as they know it is basically going to be day-to-day, moment-to-moment survival. There's no real pleasure. It's just move on, live another day. And it's a horrible sort of pressure on this character that I grew to really enjoy. I would recommend checking out Bird Box. It's one of the better movies I've seen on Netflix. It's a kind of quasi-horror movie, thriller movie, a little bit of drama thrown in there as well. It's not entirely what you think it's going to be. It's definitely not as silly as I thought it was going to be. And there is a terrific performance from Sandra Bullock as Mallory, who really does imbue this character as a very strong, silent, pragmatic, do whatever has to be done woman who tries to block out any kind of emotion that she may have, living to the sort of realisation that, you know, life has changed forever. I'd love to know your guys' opinion of the movie, what you thought about this, what you liked or didn't like. Did you find it as affecting as I did? Were you drawn into this tale, or did you find it silly and unusual? Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.